Hi, I'm Paul from Velo and welcome to the next section of our Moulton Restoration. We have loads of parts. We've been waiting on them for quite a while. Some certain bits we've been waiting for, but mostly everything is here. I'm going to talk you through them, go back over why I'm doing certain things the way we're doing it, and then looking forward to the next video, which will be the full restoration. Come join me for this one. So firstly, I want to apologise and say thank you for everyone for their patience. Is the restoration taking a bit longer than we thought? Yeah, we started it in September. I guess I thought it might be done by Christmas and then maybe spring. But VeloWorks has been super busy, and also we have been waiting for some parts, honestly. So some of the Q's parts just haven't been in stock. But thank you for bearing with us. We'll hopefully do this video and then there's no reason why we shouldn't crack on and get it finished. But thank you for your support. You guys, I think, are the reason why VeloWorks is so busy. So thanks. But let's have a look. Just to recap, as some of you may or may not be aware, we had a Moulton. It was given to us in quite shabby condition. It's a Moulton APB from the early 90s. We've sent it to Argos, had it all resprayed, new suspension parts, hinge bolts. So it's come back to us as a new bike. The bike is for Sarah. I like to spec bikes with vintage bikes with modern components, just something I like to do. I know that by putting modern components on, the bike will just be completely unique and also be really rideable. So let's have a look at what we've gone for. If I start at the front of the bike, let me show you the wheels. There is a previous video on the wheels, but they're 20-inch rims from Moulton with Bitex hubs. We've got their touring hub on the front, and on the rear we've had to go for 120mm Bitex rear hub, which is really convenient because we didn't want to space the back of the bike out. So it's 120mm because it used to have hub gears. So this is a really good option. It's an 11-speed road free hub with 120mm spacing. So I've built them myself. There is a separate video on those. Oh, and it also, sorry, Sarah's just pointing at her. She did build one. So sorry, I shouldn't. Oops. So there's the wheels. And to go on the wheels, we're waiting for some inner tubes because we need press to valve 20-inch, so quite specific, not ones that we stock. So, but they're on order, they're coming tomorrow. We've gone for some Billy Bonkers, as this is going to be a one by. It's kind of a little ode to kind of gravel bike. So we've gone for a 20-inch, 2 inches across Billy Bonkers. So tan sidewall, I think it will look really nice on the bike. We're kind of a road, a grip that will be nice on the road, but also really nice on forest paths. So we've got Billy Bonkers front and back. Schwalbe Billy Bonkers. So the idea with the bike is from this level downwards, everything is, all the componentry is going to be black. So black group set, black wheels, black brakes, and then kind of anything above here, I have this on my Argos bike and I quite like it, is silver. So we've got the silver headset and we've gone for some silver finishing kit. So at the front, we've gone for Ergotech, kind of a generic brand, but they offer kind of what we want in terms of adjustability. So this is an adjustable stem. It makes sense. Okay, it's not the most prettiest stem in the world, but it's not a fixed position. So it's just going to make riding much better. Also, if people want to ride the bike differently, so if I want to ride the bike, I can change it very easily by adjusting it. So I am a big fan of them, and sometimes form over, is that the right way to say it? Functionality over form. Yes, I prefer, because it just makes sense. This has actually come in quite long. It does hit the forks about here, the fork suspension. I reckon it's going to be absolutely fine, but we may need to get a shorter one. But we'll go with this one to begin with. I think it will be in a nice position for Sarah. One conundrum is, I think this takes like a 54.9, or it takes a bit of a really odd size seat tube where there's not much choice, and I didn't want to use the old one. One, it's rusty and it's steel. So JTech, a company that we really like, they make really good solutions for different bikes and different problems within the bike industry, is a sleeve. So it's a sleeve that goes into the seat tube, and then we can run a 27.2 seat post. So again, Ergotech, and that is a really good solution for us because a 27.2 is a super common size, and it means we've got an alloy seat post. Because what I want to do is try and save a bit of weight. Not like make it lightweight, but I want to spread the weight across the bike, because when we had it with the hub gears on, it was super heavy at the back. So I kind of want to make sure that it is lighter in certain areas. Grips, really nice, I think, on flat handlebar bikes to have an ergonomic grip, just so it spreads the weight. They're really comfortable on longer journeys. And I do like this type where they're lockable. So once you put them on, you can lock them in place so they won't move, and they have little bar ends. So Sarah's a big fan of bar ends. Rather than having kind of the old school separate ones, we've gone for those. Then to finish off the handlebars, there'll be a shifter from the Q's Groupset, which I'll talk about a little bit more of the Q's Groupset in a minute, but that's a 9-speed shifter that will be on the right hand side. To bring everything together, because this frame splits in the middle, so you take this out, you undo this here, and it will come apart. You have to have things to detach the cables. So here's a gear one. This is from JTech as well, really nice black fitting. So you put the cable in there, and there's a couple of grub screws that you do up, and then basically you can undo this when you separate the bike. So you do this first of all, and then put it together. When I put the bike back together, I've got to really think about where these go, because sometimes if you have them too close to the paint, they can really scratch the paint. The bike's going to get chipped anyway because of the nature of the bike it is, but we'll try and minimize any of that. So yeah, really nice solution, and we've got those in black. So brakes. So I've been giving the braking system a lot of thought. Originally I was going to go for a Shimano cantilever brake set, because we have to use cantilevers. I was thinking about pull brake cantilevers, but they're super expensive. And then also the levers that I wanted weren't in stock. So what we've gone for is an Avid Shorty Ultimate brake set. It's coming tomorrow, and Avid levers. So it's going to be a black brake set, and they've got some lovely red bits on it. So yeah, they should look like a nice kind of standout piece on the bike. And yeah, they'll be routed through here. We potentially could use V brakes on the bike, but it has all the kind of run for cantilevers. So rather than having to use zip ties and things like that, it's going to be much nicer to go for cantilevers. And I'm a big fan of cantilever brakes, super strong. And these Avid ones are really nice. So they'll be coming, and we'll show them in the next video. So Groupset, really important for us to do something a bit standoutish on this bike. So I've gone for a Shimano Q's Groupset. They kind of released last year. Q's is their kind of newer hybrid mountain bike crossover-y type group set. It's really super compatible, so you can use a lot of the components crisscross, where there's 9, 10 and 11 can be used together, so it's not all separate. So we've gone for this, also because we love Shimano components, and once it's done, it might be the first Moulton from the 90s with a Q's group set on it. If there's another one out there, let us know. I've gone for the entry level, or the most basic Q's group set, and the reason why I've done that is I believe that this chain line is 52 millimeters. I'm going to talk more about chain line in the next video, but to give you an overview, what you want to do is you want, as this is a single ring, you want this chain ring to be in the middle of the rear cassette. Now, you don't want it to be super out the way, because then when you're in your easiest gear, the chain's going to go on a crazy angle and all the components are going to wear. So the chain line is really important. You can get a Q's group set mid-range with a 52 mil chain line, but it's a very fixed chain line. The good thing about this one is it's a good old square taper bottom bracket. So it means that I have an element of adjustment. So because square taper bottom brackets come in about 5 different sizes, you can get 6 or 7. But Shimano do about 5 different sizes. So it will give me a lot to play with. I can get the chain line dialed right in. My worry about getting the next one up was that kind of fixed chain line. This is a 32 tooth. So it's going to look pretty crazy, because the rear cassette is 46. So it's like a dinner plate cassette where you can eat your dinner off of it. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I think the gear ratios are going to be very generous, especially with the smaller wheels. That very much is an experiment we're not going to know about until Sarah's on the bike. And the adjustments can be made. We can get a bigger chain ring or chain set with a bigger chain ring on. We can figure all of that out. But I think, fingers crossed, it will be good. It's link glide technology. So we were waiting for the chain for ages. but we've got that now. And this is one reason also why I went for the 9-speed Qs, is this is a 20-inch bike. So obviously there's not as much wheel to the ground. So the problem is when you're using like a long cage derailleur, so I was thinking about like a GRX system, well, basically it'll just look a bit silly. And when that cage is out like that, it's almost going to be knocking on the floor, which just, I don't know, just doesn't look right. This one's going to be long on the bike anyway, but this is their long cage that can cope with up to 46 teeth. And it's super stubby, so it should be really nice on the bike, and I think fit the bike really well. So that's another reason why I went for the 9-speed. So those are most of the components. As mentioned, the brakes are coming tomorrow, so you'll see them in the next video. Thanks again for all your patience. We're really excited to crack on with the build. We do have to juggle it around other commitments work-wise, but fingers crossed, I'll have it done soon. I'm kind of tempted to give a date, but I don't want to, because that'll hem me in and we could just suddenly get super busy and then we can't see the wood for the trees. And this is something we definitely want to take a bit of time about, but definitely be done soon. Really happy with the component choice. There may be some variations that we need to do. Let us know what you think. This is very much our take on doing this bike for ourselves. Some of you may not agree with what we're doing, but we love it. We love the work that Argos has done. We love Shimano components, and I'm certain that it's going to be a really, really stunning bike when finished. So thanks for watching. Thanks for your patience, and see you in the next one.